some 14 years ago now. It was conceived of and funded by a woman named Genevieve Vaughn, who's a philanthropist and a peace activist. She built the temple here because this site used to be one of the peace camps where people, when they would walk from Las Vegas to the Nevada test site in protest of nuclear testing, people would stay here, and when this land came up for sale, then she bought it. She built the temple here to Sekhmet in honor of, when she was much younger, she wanted to have children and wasn't able to. And she went to Egypt and asked Sekhmet to bless her with children. She got pregnant within a week and ended up having 3 daughters over the course of a number of years, and she wanted to build a temple in honor to Sekhmet. So,
we're not Satanists. We have nothing to do with the dark arts. We have nothing to do with hurting anyone. We're non-judgmental. Everyone is welcome out here. We are feminists, obviously. We believe in the goddess and the power of women and the power of the goddesses and the female spirits in the world, but we're not all lesbians. I've been married for 34 years. And just for people not to be afraid when someone says, I'm a witch or I'm Wiccan, not to worry that we're going to turn them into a toad or something like that.
Just that we're very peace-loving people and we're really misunderstood, and it's amazing how many misconceptions that you would think would be totally like disbanded by now in modern times that are still passing around, because I still hear the same old things. And so I would like to say that please, people, open your minds, do your research before you make a decision about that, because there's a lot to learn.
That's a very large misconception. We don't necessarily believe in the devil in Christian terms. We do believe there is a very dark force that is in balance with the light force, and that gets way into a big depth of conversation. But that is a big misconception among most, that we're evil and we worship the darker forces, which is not true in our case here.
There are some of the students who are not familiar with it, and they come to the class with the idea that pagans are somehow evil, that they wish to do harm to people, that they worship evil figures such as Satan or Lucifer or the devil. And another misconception that I've run across is that pagans hold orgies all the time, orgies under the moonlight, which is frankly not true.
oh, I talk a lot publicly about paganism, and I think, probably every time I speak, someone asks me if we worship the devil, and probably every 3rd time that I speak, someone asks me truly if we sacrifice cats or children. I would say those are two of the bigger misconceptions. Which I think the Satanism thing is kind of funny, actually. It makes me laugh, because to believe in Satan, you really need to be Christian, because Satan is written about in the Bible, and that's really one of the only places that he's written about, as opposed to maybe Judaism and Zoroastrianism, but that's really it. And so if you believe in Satan, then you have to believe in the Old Testament, and that's just not part of our sacred works. So
people fear what they don't know. If they see somebody praying by a tree, actually that upsets some people. But if you see somebody praying by a cross or by a star or whatever, people are used to seeing that. It's something that's considered normal. I think a lot of misconception about paganism, and I don't consider myself a true pagan, excepting for the fact that if paganism is the honoring of Mother Earth and the honoring of the elements, then that puts me in that category. A lot of misconceptions, just fear of what they don't know. But yet every organized religion really has a beautiful golden thread through it if you get deep enough into it, where they're doing the same thing, just in a little different way.
Well, paganism is an earth-based religion. It is a nature-based religion. It is observing and celebrating our embeddedness within nature. And a part of our holidays, in fact, our holidays are based upon the cycles of the moon, the cycles of the sun, and the changing seasons of the earth. I would like for people to become more familiar with it, simply for the purpose of understanding and respecting it, and respecting the diversity of religions, the diversity of spiritual paths. the diversity of traditions within North America and within the world. Well, I hope that more people do become aware of what we are all about, just with the idea that there would be more acceptance.
Part of what I love about paganism, especially the way it's practiced here, I love the idea of aligning myself with nature. We live in such a society that is as divorced from nature, where nature doesn't really enter. And one of the things I love about doing these rituals is becoming, again, wholly part of nature and part of the cycle, and hopefully part of the solution, I guess.